Give it back now. And you can have another drink. One more, that's it. Okay, give it back.
Got it made. Tommy. One tough kitty right there. I ran over that cat's head with my mower when it was a kitten. Didn't think it was gonna make it. Had no idea it was under the big zero turn too. Did not think it was gonna make it. And he made it. The vet actually recommended that I put him down, and I told him no. Brought him home. The next day he was up stumbling around. His brain was swelled up. But he lived, he made it. It's a tough cat. Tommy the Tomcat. Beautiful today. Sure is. Mike Edwards and Joey Rector. I hope I'm saying your all's names right. Really appreciate everybody that comments, and then I also appreciate those guys saying that they thought it was elm. Anyways, this is the only thing I could find in this book about. It's a pretty cool book. I've got the cover for it in there too. I ordered this on eBay, I think, years ago when I first got into landscaping. But anyways, that was saying American elm, and it's known as a different name. I looked all through here for elm and could not find it. But American elm is what you see there. And you see here it says C. Ulmus americana. I guess, I don't know, that's the scientific name for it or something. Find it here. Okay, here we go. Ulmus, elm. As you see, there's a bunch of different elms too. I think the one we get here are the biggest. This tree grows to 80 feet tall and 60 feet wide with a distinctly beautiful vase shape. Anyways, if you wanted to pause that and read that, you could, but I'm not going to read it all and bore you. My point with this is I'm going back to that elm today, and I'm just so interested in it. I really like this book. I want to study up on these trees a lot more, try to learn the names of them. I love everything about wood. I mean, firewood, and not just firewood, just trees, period, making things out of them. But I had no idea an elm was called Ulmus. Had no idea. See, I'm learning. And now I do believe I'll remember an elm from now on. I do believe that I'll remember what it looks like from now on. It's something that's be hard to forget. Anyways, too, I've also noticed in the Firewood community on YouTube, there's a lot of really friendly people, a lot of really friendly guys. Sure, there's some friendly women there too, but mainly men that watch my channel is what the analytics, I think it's called, are saying. But I found a lot of very cool channels on there, a lot of very friendly guys. Wooley's World is one. Everybody knows Buck and Billy Ray, or most people do. Ethical Axe is another one I really enjoy to watch. The Vintage Axe Hoarder, he's the guy that kind of inspired me to want to do my own axes. Chimmy, I think it's pronounced Chimmy 42, something like that. He has some great splitting videos as well. I know I'm forgetting some of them. There's more than that. There's quite a few on there. Anyways, I'm gonna start loading this scrap metal up. I'll try to remember these other guys' channels as well, because Killinger, he has some good splitting videos as well. Build a Lot of Acres, that's another good channel. Living the Dream, that's a good one. I could definitely see that channel growing. They've got a lot of beautiful scenery on their channel. Nature and Hund, that's a good one. They've got some very nice knife videos on there. And I think Jeff Mainly Work, Another good one. Need to clean this out. Senior Firewood Homestead, Larry Hodel. Hodel. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that right if you do see this video. Hodel. Him and his wife have some really good videos on there. I think it's about all I've got here for now. Taking a couple loads already. We've got more to go get at her place though. Alright, got what I've got loaded pretty much. And she's got more at her place though. So figured I might as well take it. She's needing that moved out of the way anyways. First thing I'm doing, the woman that I'm doing this load of elm for, it's my friend's sister, and she heats with wood in the wintertime, so that tree was cut down in her mom's backyard, and her mom told her she could have it, so, and she asked me if I would go over there and cut it up and bring it to her, and she told me she would pay me for it, but I'm just doing it for free. To be honest, they've helped me many times. So, and not only that, it's got some good footage too. I'm very interested in that elm. I mean, it being that hard to split makes me more interested in it, to be honest with you. And then them making wagon wheels out of it, I read from a comment on YouTube. Stuff is tough. And even in one of the videos I was watching about elm, it was saying that the grain was interlocked or something like that, and making it resistant to being split. You can definitely see that when you try to split it. I would think one of them would make a great axe handle. I don't know if anybody's ever, to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about axe handles and all that stuff. I'm going to get this scrap from her house and load it up, and the scrap yard is on the way to where I'm going to get the wood, so on the way there I'm just going to go ahead and take the scrap metal. I didn't really have much at home because I've already taken a couple loads this year. I think I got around a couple $100 each load that I took, which honestly, around the time I took them, scrap was down to, it's worth saving to me. It ain't something I do full time by no means or nothing. I do landscaping and firewood, and I do junk removal, so doing junk removal I get a lot of metal. And then if people tell me they've got something too to get rid of, a lot of the times I'll get it. I'm the kind of person that takes most things that other people won't take. I just see potential in things a lot of the times, and a lot of times I end up using them. Like I'll go to someone's house or something, doing a job for them, or maybe it'll be a family member, and they'll give me one thing and they'll say, well, do you want this? I need to get rid of it. And I almost always say yes. That's another thing too. I wanted to say something about that. I'm so thankful for the subscribers, everybody subscribing and stuff. I don't want to waste anybody's time or anything like that, and that's why I try to put videos on here that are informative, and like if somebody else is wanting to start a business themselves, I feel like there's some things maybe that I could pass along, and then there's probably a lot of things I can pick. I know there's a lot of things I can pick up from other people as well. And then if there's just people that enjoy that kind of stuff, maybe it'll help to motivate them to get out again and do it. You know, whenever I watch somebody hand split, it makes me want to go out and hand split, me myself. Cutting with the saw, it makes me want to go cut with the saw. You know, just getting outdoors like that, it's good for a human. It is. It's good. If you ain't done it for a while and you feeling down and stuff like that, go outdoors and walk around. If you live in town, go walk around in town and go try to find some wood somewhere or something, walk around a little bit. I know you got to be careful, especially nowadays, but just try to get out and go somewhere. I know here in Kentucky there's all kinds of beautiful places to go. We've got the Red River Gorge, Natural Bridge. We've got a lot of different beautiful places here. Cave Run Lake. Yeah, I love it. I really love it. Blessed, so blessed to do what I love for a living. I've had jobs before to where I dreaded going in. I did. I'd work hard at them, and then you know you get the weekend off or whatever, and then I'd be dreading to go back.
now I look forward to going to work. I do. I'm excited about it. And I'll tell you another thing too, this YouTube thing makes it that much better to me. To see that other people are interested in someone like me, just an average guy from Kentucky, not a wealthy man or nothing by no means, just an average guy out here working and sharing what I do. And to see that people are interested in that makes me happy, to be honest with you. Makes me happy. So I'm gonna try to do my best to show good too, not just good work ethic and things like that, but I don't, you won't hear me cussing or anything like that. And another thing too, I know people have probably seen on my channel where I believe in God and I believe the Christian way and everything like that, but I don't claim to be a Christian. I believe in the whole Bible. Don't get me wrong. I believe in it entirely. And I try not to get into that too much, because sometimes it can create like an argument with somebody. But I believe in the Bible entirely, but I believe that a Christian is a doer of the Word of God. And I don't want to ever be a hypocrite and sit and claim to be a Christian when I know I'm not. I can tell you one thing: I'm a long ways from where I need to be, and for God, and I fell a long ways from where I should be. I believe in the whole Word of God. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. But and it's good. Everything about it's good. But I'm not where I need to be. I'll be honest. I won't sit and lie to you and tell you I am. But I want to get back there. There's a preacher at church that told me before. He said that it's like a ladder. And I kind of thought about this with the hashtag Let's Split This challenge. I even thought about kind of putting my own thing out there and see if anybody else would be interested. It's a continuation of the splitting challenge, but I was going to call it something like Let's Climb. And because the preacher, he told me it's when you're on a ladder, you want to keep going up. You don't want to go back down the ladder. And there's a lot of times in my life I feel like I've jumped off the ladder entirely. I've been somewhere good, spiritually, and just living right, doing what I know I needed to do, climbing up the ladder. And then there's been times where it's like I've just jumped off entirely, and it's been nobody's fault but mine every single time. I mean, we have free will. Not trying to preach to you, I'm just kind of telling you, I wanted to get that straight. I believe in God. I believe in the Christian way. I believe in living right, but I don't claim to be that, because I'm not where I need to be. I believe everything about it's right though, and the only person to blame for me not being there is me. I can't blame nobody else. Can't blame my wife. Can't blame my friends, family. It's all on me. Anyways, here I am. I know I ramble sometimes. I cut a big oak tree down here for her too. It's been down for a while though. It was a big one. It actually dropped right where I wanted it to. I think she said the scrap metal was up here. At her garage. Here we are. And I know some people don't like to hear about God and Jesus either, but if that's the case, you may not like my channel a whole lot, because I ain't ashamed. Not ashamed in the least bit to talk about God. Not ashamed to talk about Jesus. There's a scripture in the Bible actually where Jesus said, "If any man be ashamed of me and my words, the same will I be ashamed of in front of my Father." And I've noticed that a lot of people talk about sometimes positive things and good things and all this, and a lot of people just don't understand it, and sometimes people, instead of trying to seek it out for themselves, they just kind of ignore it and put it off. But I think there's nothing more important than trying to learn about the truth, and the truth is the Word of God. I used to, when I was a teenager, I'd read poetry a lot. I liked my best subject in school was writing and reading. I was horrible at math, wasn't too interested in science and all that other stuff, social studies, and I was actually good at reading and writing and spelling. I was good at all of that, really. And so I liked poetry a whole lot, and I remember reading poems, and the words would be put together so pretty. And the poem would just sound so good, but uh, there was no truth in it. There was no truth in it. It's like men know how to word things in a way to where it sounds pretty and clever, but if it has no truth in it, there's really no value for a man in it. The truth is what'll set you free. There's a lot of opinions out there, and people, have their right to their opinions, but what'll stand in the end is the truth. That's the only thing that'll stand, and that's what I want to follow after. Strive to follow after. I've failed many times to do that, but that's what I want to try to strive to follow after. And I need to start climbing. Like we was talking about the ladder. I know how to climb. I know what I need to do to climb, but it's up to me, to do that. It's up to me to grab a hold of the ladder and start climbing. And I was thinking about people. They was talking about the mental health awareness for men, women, or any children, anybody else. That's got problems like that. I know that stuff's real, and my recommendation, I've said it before, would be to pray, but also to climb. To climb out of the hole that you're in. If you're in a hole, start climbing out. Until you start climbing, you'll remain in that hole. Don't stay there. If you feel like you're on the ladder and you're doing okay, and you're about to think about going back down that ladder and go back to the alcohol, or go back to the drugs, or something like that, don't go back down. I'm somebody from experience speaking here. I've jumped off the ladder many times. I'm not talking about climb down. I feel like I've jumped off entirely. But what I would say to that is just try to climb. Start climbing. You gotta hold where you're at. Hold on to the rung that you're on, and just hold on there for as long as you can. You're able to get through these things. He said he'd never tempt us above what we were able to overcome. He'll give us a way to overcome every time. It's just a lot of times we don't take that way. I know I haven't. But my point is with this, if try to climb, just try to climb. Or if you're where you need to be, hold on. Don't let go. Don't jump back down. I tell you right now, I've got some climbing to do in my life. I've got a lot of climbing to do. I could be a lot better dad, be a lot better husband, could be a lot better son, a lot better brother, a lot better man. So I've got a lot of climbing to do myself. Good thing is we're able to do it. While we've got this day, while it's day, that's when we need to work, is in the day. I'm blessed. I'm thankful. Beautiful day. I wonder if this is the metal she's talking about, because that's really not a whole lot. Doors open here. Pop-up camper. Got a splitter too. Got a pretty nice log splitter, actually. Y'all ever heard of that? Dirty hand tools. Let's see. 22 ton. Pretty nice looking splitter. Dirty hand tools, professional grade log splitter. It's got a Kohler engine, 6.5 horsepower, 196 cc. Like it could hold probably 25 inches or something like that. Anyways, there's that treadmill she's probably talking about. She told me this thing worked. My wife would probably like to have it, really, but we don't have room for it. Too much stuff as it is, really. Oh, I'd say that'll be some. Oh yeah, it's a good 150 pounds at least, I'd say. So here's where I usually stack the wood for her when I deliver to her. She's got some on her porch, but right here needs to be restocked. And the elm you've been seeing me split, that's what's going to be coming here. Must be locked. Must be locked. How do you unlock these garage doors? Never had a garage door myself, so I ain't real good with them. Country boy. real familiar with garage doors. I know there's country boys with garage doors, but I'm not one of them. Okay, how do you open a garage door? Let's go to this other one. Maybe it's already unlocked. Wait, there's a string. Maybe I pull that thing. Hey, 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 hey. I feel like the string would break. There we go. Okay. I believe all that's copper, so it'd be worth a little bit more. I've seen people make benches out of these. See, when I look at a lot of this stuff, I just see potential in so many ways. There's a keeper. What it's used for, it's got like a little stake on the end. Oh man, I don't know if that's allergies or what. Does that work like that for everybody? Anytime I ever feel like I got a sneeze coming, if I look towards the sun, it brings it out. Don't know why. Treadmill's gonna be bad. I'm already sweating. It's supposed to be 80 in the 80s today. Oh man, got to do. I gotta find out a nickname for that. Sycamore is a butcher block. That's what I call that. I've got to find out something for it too. I gotta find out how to open this door. The other one's blocked. Pull the wire on it. I pulled it together. This is gonna be rough to get this. It's real rough. Really has to get this first, but it's too late for that. Too late for that. Not as bad as I thought it slide, but lifting it's gonna be the hard part. It's gonna be very hard. I do believe it's gonna be very hard. This part ain't gonna be easy. I'll be glad when my boys get bigger. Somehow. see what it's catching on. It's catching on one little thing. He's going whether he likes it or not. Gonna be bad. I knew it was gonna be bad. I didn't want to do it twice. Once would have been enough. I guess it wouldn't have been, but it'd have been nice if it would have been anyway. Already sweating. Tell you, even stuff like that right there, that's hard physical labor. It don't get your heart rate up like firewood does. Firewood, buddy, it makes hand splitting. It makes a lot of things seem a lot easier. Keep it from slamming. Put the steel toe under it. Might not be a good idea. That one came down pretty easy, actually. Okay, it's locked back. Got that done. Try not to make these videos too long. Some of the footage I get sometimes is 3 and 4 hours long. I gotta edit it. This is what I do for a living, this kind of stuff. So I can make a full day video. Yeah. And I enjoy it, honestly. Okay. Get out of here, it's hot in here. Woo! All right. I got a load. Treadmill will be the most weight that I have. Beautiful place here. All over these pretty pines too up here. She told me before that I could come up here sometime and get some wood from up here too, because she's got quite a bit of land up here, I believe. Anyways, head on to a scrapyard. I don't want to make this video too long. Already got a sweat broke. Look at this. Is that hickory right there? I think that's what you call shagbark hickory. See that? Let's make a picture of the buffs. If I'm not mistaken, that's shagbark hickory. And I'd say that's some tough stuff to split too. Never split it. But I was looking through my book, a tree book, or either online, and I found one called shagbark hickory, and that looks like it. It's got some poison ivy growing on it. Could be wrong, somebody else knows. There's a lot of oaks around here. I believe that's a shagbark hickory. I wanted to get that. I seen that as I was pulling out just now. I just passed that man's house a little bit ago that does the chainsaw carvings, and he had a really neat bench out there. Looked like it had a bear on each side. It was really neat. I wish I could have got some footage of it. I just got another confirmation too in text message by a guy I've been delivering to for years. I also mowed for the guy for years when I used to mow. I don't mow anymore. I only do landscaping now, but he confirmed 1 o'clock tomorrow to bring a load to him, a big load. So I'll be doing that for tomorrow. I probably won't get started on it until tomorrow morning. Today I've still got that elm to go do, and the scrap metal run, which this scrap metal run won't take very long. And then I'll head over to do the elm, and I'm supposed to stop by Daniel's place to pick up my bigger bar, because he's got my Johnson Red over there. He's going to be working on that for me. So anyways, I plan to get the bar off of it and use it on my Macolo for now. And I needed to cut the trunk on this big elm, if it's even able to do it. But anyways, right now I'm heading to take the scrap metal. Tomorrow I'll have another load confirmed. I'm grateful for that. And then gonna go get into that elm some more. Still gotta think of a nickname for that thing. I got called up a lot right there at the scrapyard. One of my cousins is one of the owners there, and his brother is my cousin as well. I think they're like second or third cousins, but he's older than me. His name's Junior, and he does body work and stuff like that. And me and him talked for probably an hour just now. It's the first time I've seen him for a while, and got into some pretty emotional topics too. He was telling me about my papaw and like the last time he seen him and what he said, and he got tears in his eyes telling me. Situations like that, I don't try to rush them, even though I've got stuff to do today. Anytime something like that is like something with family or even a stranger, if it's a serious topic like that, I'll just be late usually, and I'll call the people and try to reschedule it or something. I don't want to just tell somebody I got to go when they're talking like that. But we had a good talk. We was back there for about an hour. The scrapyard, somebody from up front called him and said, there's a red truck that hasn't came through yet. We've been waiting on it. And he said, yeah, that's Dylan. That's Mike's grandson. He said me and him's been back here talking. So my papaw, him and my papaw were cousins and real good friends. And he was telling me about him passing shortly before he passed away. The last conversation he had with him. I had never heard about that before, so hearing it from him was something. I know I'm talking about some kind of personal things here. I'm just this is what's happening in my life right now. It's a blessing to be able to get to talk to your family like that. I hardly ever get to see them anyways, the way it is now. When I was a little kid, we had family reunions. Seemed like we got together all the time. And it seems like families nowadays are just so busy and just so caught up in their own lives. And even that, I don't think is the best excuse. I think people just don't make the time anymore, really, to be honest. I know we're in a busy time and everything, but I feel like we could make far more time than we do a lot of times. Anyways, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. Could be that you've got a very busy job and you just don't have time, and I understand that. Me, myself, I need to make more time, and that's why whenever I'm in a situation like that, I'm not going to try to rush it, especially when he's telling me something like that. We talked for about an hour. I had something to do, but I got more on that scrap metal actually than I thought I would. I didn't think I was going to get that much, but I had some copper. And some fingers blocking the camera. Had some copper and some aluminum, and I had a car battery, an old battery that just quit working on me recently out of my van. So I took that in. They take that kind of stuff too. I'll show you this ticket in a minute. It's pretty interesting. Some people may not be interested in that, some may. For me, it's a no-brainer really to save scrap metal. I mean, for one thing, that when you save it and you take it to scrapyard like that, it gets recycled and used to turn into something else. They make something else out of it rather than going to the dump to where it gets buried, and you get extra cash out of it. So to me, it's a no-brainer. I'll show you this ticket when I can. Got a lot going on today. I'm almost to Daniel's house. I don't know if I ever told you this in the videos, but he's the guy that I bought the Macolo from and the Johnson Red, and right now he has my Johnson Red working on it, and I'm getting a bar from him, the bar off of it, to put on my Macolo so I can try to cut through that big elm. But I'm on my way to his place right now. He's really good at working on saws, knows what he's doing. He's older than I am. I'm 30. I've said that before. I thought he was younger than me, honestly. I look older than I am, and he looks younger than he is, in my opinion. He's 35, I think. But he knows his saws. And I'd like to get him in some videos, but he said he's camera shy, so I don't know if I'll be able to or not. Really, I told him he should make his own YouTube channel, kind of like some of those other guys working on saws and stuff, because this guy's really good. But I'll get off here. I don't want to show his place. Just left Daniel's there. Me and him talked for probably about an hour or two. He likes to talk about saws and stuff. There's another thing too that's going to be interesting video here soon. Anyways, another thing I was talking about, I've never got into it before, but I can't remember who I ran into that was telling me about this. We have the Daniel Boone National Forest here in Kentucky, and you can get a firewood permit, and you're allowed to go in there and cut wood from there. And so I'm very interested in that because I want to do axe handles too, so I think I'll be able to find some really cool axe handles. I'll be able to do a lot of different videos on different woods and how they split. I'm interested in all that very much, not just splitting wood. I love splitting wood, but I'm interested in seeing what axes work on what wood best, what wood splits the hardest and the easiest, and certain methods to splitting certain woods. If this wood splits easier, green, or if it splits easier season, because I believe I've split some that are vice versa, like some that split easier when they're green and some that split easier when they're seasoned. I could be wrong about that, but in my experience, I believe that's what I've found out. But anyways, I'm pretty excited about that. My friend Sonny, he was going up there tomorrow anyways to get his license renewed, and he don't know where the place is, and I told him that I would take him up there because I know where the place is, and the office to get the permit is up there where he's going to get his license in Moorhead. So anyways, tomorrow I plan to do that. I believe tomorrow's Friday, today's Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So tomorrow I plan to do that and get the permit, and that'll be a lot of good content right there for the channel. That'll be a lot of different species of trees, a lot of different probably felling trees with axes. I'll probably do that with different ones there. If you're allowed to, I don't know if you're allowed to, if they have to be dead trees cut down. I'm sure I'll learn more once I go there. But I know you're not allowed to cut live ones if I'm not mistaken, so I don't even know if you're allowed to cut them. You may just have to get down stuff, but I'll try to figure it out and see how it goes. I think that's a good program too, though, because it provides people with firewood, and then it also cleans up the forest floors, which helps with forest fires and stuff like that. So I'm excited to get into that. That'll be really cool. Plus, there's some beautiful scenery in the Daniel Boone National Forest. I mean, that's just going to be this fall, going out there in the fall time and seeing that forest and getting some footage of it. It's going to be beautiful. I'm pretty excited about it. That sign, no trailers. I've come in here quite a few times with them. Just got to cut it wide.